Welcome to Know Your School Night at Bronco High School, the school where great things happen. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Rosa Abraham. I am your child Spanish teacher. I am native of El Salvador and Nicaragua. I live in Worcester since 1985, and I have earned a master in education and a master in Spanish literature. I have 23 years of teaching experience, two at the Seventh day Adventist Academy in Worcester, and 21 years in the Worcester Public School District. 17 at Worcester East Middle, and 4 going to 5 at Bronco High School. So let me show you our classroom. This is the classroom where magic happens. This is where your child is learning Spanish. This is where they sit. This is all the walls that are an extension of what they're learning in class. Now, your child is in Spanish 1. At this level of the world language instruction, our kids communicate or will communicate in the interpreted, interpersonal, and presentational modes in the Spanish language. They will gain an understanding of the target language and target culture by making comparisons and connections to their own language and culture. At the end, they will be able to apply skills and knowledge acquired in the future career and life experiences. So when they are in the Spanish 1 proficient level, we have them in this category called parrots. They repeat. If you can see, we had the novice low all the way to novice high. This is our goal to move them to the next level, which will go into the intermediate eventually. The textbook that we use in this class is called Avancemos Level 1, and we have a theme for each subunit and unit. Actually, the textbook has a unit, but each unit had two subunits, and this is pretty much what we cover. We have the theme, we have vocabulary, we have grammar, and we recycle a lot of the material so it can be learned throughout every single unit and not forgotten. My academic expectations are quite high for my students. Therefore, I expect from them to be active members in class by participating and studying every day. They also need to take notes during class like they will do in college. They need to complete all assignments in class and homework as assigned and turn it on time. Also, they need to take responsibility of their own actions. They need to be ready to move to the next level. Our class behavior expectations are as follow. Students must be on time for each class. They should be ready to learn. Phone is only allowed for academic purpose, otherwise it needs to be put away. They should bring their Chromebook fully charged to class. Disruption should be kept at a minimum, and that way all the students can learn. Students should be courteous with peers and me. Foods and cannot be on. Backpack need to be left in the lock under lockers unless it's clear. They're not allowed. So we need to keep that in mind and repeat it to our kids. Now, in terms of the grade distribution for every class, this is as follows. We have activators every day, and usually the activator it reviews something that we learned before or will activate what will happen in that particular day. Participation, classwork, including note taking and class assignments, is 10%. Homework is 15%. Now, quizzes and group work will be 25%, and at the end of a unit, they will be expected to have a project, which is 40% of their grade. If they do not do the project, then a test will be assigned so they can get a grade. Now, the technology tools that we use in class is Google Classroom. We're still using it. Google Slide with embedded docs and videos. This is, for instance, something that I use to teach. Students can access it eventually. I put it in the Google Classroom. We use Padlet for the activator and other activities. A Screencastify, they will be used for particular assignments or speaking or project if the child doesn't want to present in front of the class. Also, we use YouTube videos, and we have a digital textbook that is placed in their Google Classroom. And of course, we have the student's Chromebook. Our daily routine is, as you can see here, we have a daily activator, and as like I explained before, we use the application Padlet. I introduced the new learning objective and essential questions. Sometimes it's the same from before, but we emphasize that they know what is the learning objective. Also, I like to brainstorm previous lessons and going over any homework if was any. Introduce the new concept, and usually I model it. I present visuals, I present videos, and a lot of questions. I feel that my class is a mental gymnasium where kids are constantly thinking. And of course, we had the hands on written assignments, or we also have oral conversations. This is an example of a Padlet. I post the question and they respond, and we evaluate it, and it's a nice way to get the kids engaged. This is our typical daily board. This is what they will see every day. You will see the date, they will see the daily objective, they will look at the activator, and then they will go into the Padlet. We had the essential question, and this is pretty much the agenda that I intend to cover that particular day. If they have any homework, I will say see Google Classroom because every day the homework is posted there. Now, what are those skills that we're looking into Spanish 1? We need to exercise the skill of listening. We need to develop that listening. Without listening, they will not be able to speak, write, read, or understand. So, this is the five skills that we emphasize, plus the culture. At the beginning of the year, my students got a copy of their syllabus. It is posted in the Google Classroom. Also, our intended proficiency goal level is novice high. They start from scratch, from zero, and throughout the year, the intention is to move them. The intended speaking target language is 90 to 10. And to do so, we have resources. For instance, this is the book that I use it as a base, but I don't do everything from there. Uh, I share with my students a teacher Google slide set, the same that present in class. They had the date. If, for instance, the child was out, they can go there and see what happened in the class. Also, we had the Google Classroom platform for assignments, grades, communication, etc. And in addition, I give them worksheets. Some of them are created in Decide by Me. I like to come up with different ideas and so students can become more proficient in the language. So this is the way the Google Classroom look like. For instance, here here's my name, and this when they open their Google Classroom, this is when they're going to see every single class. Um, Also, you can see here they can check their assignments. You have here a class notes, preliminary units, class resources, Spanish songs, etc. Uh, Part of the learning in being engaged in class is I have a Google slide in which I present everything. You can see here the beginning of the unit, review of the vocabulary that we're going to be learning. We also have videos that help the students to master the vocabulary in context. Also, we have regionalism, which is language Spanish that is, certain words are spoken in different maybe meaning in another country, or it's the same meaning but different words. Like for instance, here you see Mexico, Spain, they have to ride a bike, how they say it in different country. In addition, we do translation and we read here, and that way they can use the language in context. In addition, I give them oral activities in which they can look at the pictures and I post a question and they can give me a scenario. They can tell me a story about this. And again, I also like to use music to, for instance, here there is a song for Mucho Gusto, nice meeting you, and they can see it live, they can see it coming live, all this. Part of the activities that I give them are here. So, for instance, some of them I create them, I take part from another one, a book or whatever resource, and I made them ready to be posted in the Google Classroom. We also do activities in class. So this is pretty much what happened in the class. The way kids can reach me anytime is through email. Also, they can reach me through Google Classroom. I have a 1 day for extra help, which is Wednesday from 2 to 4 to 40 in my classroom. They can also access other teachers from Tuesday to Friday. Those are the days that we have extra help in the department. So thank you for coming to our attending this Know Your School night. And if you have any questions, please reach me the same way you kids can reach me. Have a great night.